They are reestablishing Jim Crow. That's literally what they're doing. Now, this man, his name is Christopher Caldwell. Christopher Caldwell, he is a leading conservative journalist and author. He wrote a book titled, and I hate to even give you the name to the book, please don't buy this book, The Age of Entitlement, America Since the 60s. It's a full frontal assault on the civil rights movement, especially the Civil Rights Act of 1964. Now, you may say, what?
All praises to the Most High in Christ. Uh, Thank you for tuning in. I want to say something here because this is another perfect opportunity of our people, agents for this system that is steadily pointing us toward the United States Corporation. And the reason why, because the United States Corporation was formed to govern the natives of this land, the indigenous people, the Israelites, the copper-colored people, the northern kingdom, and the southern kingdom here together. That system was crafty counsel. That system, everything they do is crafty counsel. First, let's get that in our heads. Everything they do here is crafty counsel. And I'm going to show you why their system is set up not for them, but to hold us in subjection to their jurisdiction. They want to keep us under their jurisdiction. Everybody, we can see that now, right? Everybody can see that. But what I'm doing is exposing this man and people like him because they know how close we are to saying we don't want you guys to govern us no more. To prove it to you, we're going to come back and we're going to gather up and start forming businesses and coalition in our neighborhoods like they did down in Cincinnati. Think about Lincoln, Cincinnati. That's what we should do. Think about Lincoln, Cincinnati. The first thing they did was they formed security teams to protect their neighborhood, protect their loved ones. If anybody tell you that we can't do that and they're going to come and bring their military in and attack you, they've already declared war on you. And I'm going to show you with the Bible that they have already declared war on us, and Solomon, King Solomon saw it. God prophesied it. He showed Solomon that these people are our enemies and they have declared war on us, and they never loved us, never will. I know Esau let Jacob go when Jacob had his wives and kids and was trying to go back. He was trying to go back to his land where his mom and dad where he was raised at. And Esau said he had to give Esau a bunch of goods and a bunch of gifts to keep Esau from killing him. Deleting. Well, the Bible said killing him. Esau came to kill him, but when he gave Esau them gifts, that was a insurance payment that he wouldn't delete him at that time. And that's what they make us pay. That's what they do when they charge us for everything, is insurance payments that they won't delete us as long as we make them rich and give them our goods and work for them and let them steal our resources. Let them rule over us. Let them control our lives. Now, God gave every man dominion. We preach this so many times. We teach this and preach this. Y'all read it in the Bible. Y'all know it's right that no man is supposed to dictate his will for you in your life, when God said that you are separate from other men. You're Israelites. He gave Adam and Eve dominion. He gave the first man and the woman dominion over the earth. And dominion, and how do you think Esau got his dominion? he came through the womb, and he had a right to his dominion. And we know Esau's got a peculiar blessing, which is a curse. He was designed. He was designed to do what he's doing on the earth now. But I'm going to show you this man right here. Whenever somebody come and talk to you about civil rights and look what they doing, they taking away this and they taking away that, the government, the corporations taking away this from you. You should be fearful and not give you the same solution that I'm giving you, that the Bible's giving you. Let me tell you what the solution is to that is. Let me show you. Okay, this is the solution to counteract what Donald Trump and white supremacy is doing to you, doing to us with their system of bringing police in and forcing you to do this and coming against your neighborhoods. They taking their military and their slave catchers, and they're taking them in one city at a time. You know what I mean? They take everybody in one city at a time. He gather up 4,000 soldiers and take them into one city at a time. Think about it. One city at a time. Why don't he send the National Guards in all the cities at one time? Right? Why don't he do that? Well, I'm going to show you right here. Here's the solution to that. Yet the number, Hosea 1 and 10, yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea. That's the first problem they have. That's why they gather up and take that big number of military into one city, so they don't want to spread themselves thin, and they want to look like big fish. They want to look like a big mighty group of men, and so they can't go into all the cities at the same time. So they take all their troops, they gather them and rally them up like they've always did. They gather the cavalry up and they go fight one tribe at a time, right? And we never did have the sense to gather up as the whole northern and southern kingdom that was here. We never had the sense to gather up and run them back on them boats. They burnt their boats, and so, but we should have ran them into the ocean. If we could have gathered up, it was 500 million people here. You do the math. We was here almost 2,000 years, generating 2 million people or more every 20 years. You count it up. We should have ran them. We should have gathered up. But, we know it wasn't time, but now it's time. Now is the time. Gather them up. Here's this, yet the number, verse 10, yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured. What? That means they know that we outnumber them, which cannot be measured nor numbered. They know we outnumber them. It shall come to pass, they see us. We can't see us. It shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, ye are not my people, ye are not my people. That's a lot of arguments in this. But right now we focusing on these nations and how they look at us and what's going to happen, the prophecy that's going to happen in the place where they're calling us bywords. They're trying to say we are Americans. They told us we were Americans and we were the slaves over here. And we are United States citizens. We are none of that. Get it in your head. We are not United States citizens. We are not Americans. We are not black, brown. We are not FBAs. Right? We're not their residents. We're not a part of their corporation. You got to think on all these things, man. Women, children. We don't belong to them. Right? They can't walk up on us and show us their papers. They can, because we are not doing what it's about to tell us to do here. Ye are not my people. There it shall be said unto them, ye are the sons of the living God. When they see that, it's because when they say that, do you think Esau gonna repent and say, well, y'all are the children of, they know all right now, they know who we are. So what's going to make them say, y'all are the children of God? What's going to make them admit that? Fear, fear, fear. They never do anything. You see what they doing in Putin, right? You see what they do to Putin in China once they got them nukes, right? Look at little North Korea. Once you get your power, then that's the only thing gonna make them bow down to you. Oh, y'all are the sons of the living God. All of a sudden now, y'all the Israelites. That's right. Oh, we had it wrong. You think they look at what the way they going now? They pulling out all stops to use all the last fear taxes they have on us. What Willie Lynch told them they could do. What you want to do, you got to buck break them. You got to put fear in them and make their women and have their women going against them and make, they won't have no help and they'll just be degraded and they'll throw their weapons down and fall in the line as broken bucks. They can't do that now because the Most High is doing this. He's taking the fear from us. One thing they did wrong is when they bring the military and say, hey, we're going to kill you, we're going to do this to you. When they threaten us and back us in the corner, you have nothing else to live for. Why not fight? Why not stand up? Why not do what this is telling us to do? Then shall the children of Judah and the children of Israel be gathered together. Now, the Israelites will say, see there it said, be gathered together. That means Jesus Christ is going to come and gather us. No, that's not what that means. That's definitely not what that means. Be gathered together is they're going to gather themselves together by the power and spirit of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Mashiach, Yahweh Shai. And God is going to move. He's speaking it into existence right now. And when He's speaking in your spirit, you ain't going to want to live on this earth no more under their jurisdiction and their rulership. That's the point He got to get us to, is where we don't want to live. There's nothing left to live here for. Now, the Israelite camps and Israelite is holding us up right now. Everybody else is broke down and poor. They still got a little money, a little fame, and a little glory to hold on to. So they not doing the gathering. They supposed to be gathering us up. Right? Gather themselves up and appoint themselves one head. They said that's Jesus Christ. No, it's not. That means you should have a leader, a bunch of leaders, one head. You shouldn't have a bunch of people telling you, the group that you in, the regiment that you in, what to do. You should have a bunch of heads that are taking their orders from their head, which is Jesus Christ. But men are not going to gather themselves up unless they have a leader. We know Jesus Christ is our head. We ain't got to appoint ourselves one head. We didn't appoint Him as our head. God did that. That's hierarchy. Appoint themselves a leader because somebody got to say, come on, get your grandma on, we go gather up, we got these soldiers, we got a security team, and y'all go this way. Go this way. Come out the wilderness, come out from among them, because they've got the military over there, and we got soldiers getting ready to go over there and hold that perimeter down. And we might do some recon and go in there and put them in some handcuffs when they come too close. When they get too close, like Putin did, when they got too close and kept listening to the United States, what happened to Ukraine? That's what God is going to give us the power to do. right? And and not only that, he's gonna make the other nations fight for us too. Trust me. Okay, you see what we got to do? That's what's gonna stop them. Look, this right here tells you in the last day what we going through now, what's gonna stop us and bring it to this point right here. Not Christ coming back. We got to gather up. This is talking about right now. We got to gather up together. And then they are going to say, you are the sons of the living God. When they see us gathering, they see it now. But they trying their last little bit of threat and bullying tactics to see if they can, if we just stunting and we just stunting and see if we trying to bluff them. But we not bluffing them. We on our last leg. We don't have nothing to run and try to hold on to. Y'all already deleting us. So I'm gonna get back to this video and show a little more of that. Thank you guys. I want to show you something else. Before we go back there, I'm gonna show you something else right quick. This is what they're doing right now. Okay? This is what they're doing right now. This is what they've been doing. Look how long they've been thinking about this and doing this. The wisdom of Solomon. 2. Solomon. This is what Solomon saw. This is the kind of wisdom he had. God gave him. Let us oppress the poor and righteous man. The 10th verse. Let us not spare the widow, nor reverence the ancient and gray hair of age. Let our strength. How you gonna do this? These are the Israelites. They stronger than you, Esau. Okay, well, let our strength be the law of justice. Our strength is gonna be we're gonna write laws. We're gonna make them think that we are the law. We are the law. We enforce the law. And what make you think that's gonna work? For they which is feeble is found to be worth nothing. They ain't worth nothing. They can't think. We got them all messed up. We miseducated them. Let's keep reading. Therefore, let us lie in wait for the righteous, because he is not for our turn. He is clean, contrary to our doings. Contrary. I've explained what that meant. Well, everybody know what being contrary is. We go against. If he say go left, we say, no, that ain't right. The Bible don't say that. He said, God love everybody, and y'all the curse of Ham. Y'all came from Africa. We brought y'all from Africa. The natives here was white. That's the natives over there. You got some white ones and you got some Siberian ones. We said, no, that ain't right. Our ancestors, and we have y'all's records. Y'all first log that you came over here and the people were black. In all your early Hollywood cowboy and Indians movies, you made the savages black. Now make up your mind. That they are clean contrary to our doing. He upbraid us, chastised them with our offending the law. You get it? And objected to our infamy, the transgressing of our education. Yeah, their education, right? Miseducation. He professes to have the knowledge of God, and he calleth himself a child of God. He was made to reprove our thoughts. Okay? I'm going to, you go ahead and read that. If you got it, you can Google it if you don't have an apocrypha. But now I'm going to show you one more scripture, and we're going to go back. And now that you see the truth here, you see their motives, let us condemn him with a shameful death. This is where we are now. Let's read 19. Let us examine, wait a minute. Let's read 18. For if if the just man be the son of God, God will help him and deliver him from the hands of his enemies. They know they are our enemies. Let us examine him with despitefulness and torture, that we may know his meekness and prove his patience. We need to always remember this. So we're supposed to know who our enemies are. We're supposed to know the weapons that he's using against us. He's using torture, despitefulness, and he wants for the simple fact to see how much we can take, and when we gonna stand up to fight. Improve his patience, that we may know how much he'll take from us. You know, we know how much he's gonna take, because we're gonna put it on him so we can find out. They found out in Lincoln, Cincinnati, how much those people would take. Now they know to go back over there, they're gonna have to get in a gun battle. So they'll back off of them and keep attacking the weak and innocent. They want to find out how much you'll take so they can whittle you down by attacking the people who will take a lot off of them that they can easily delete and easily torture. They're trying to torture you, right? So they got to find out who will take it, who make sure they're safe, because they cowards. So that's examine him with despitefulness and torture. He's examining you to see how much you'll take. Uh, I'm being redundant now. Let's keep going. Let us condemn him. That's what they do. Thugs, you thugs. Black on black crimes ain't nothing but a bunch of drug deal. Let's take them in our courts and charge them for the drugs we put in their neighborhood, and take the foods and their businesses out, and take the food, the stores, make them a food desert, take the jobs out, and we'll put dope in, and the young men will sell the dope. The older people will take the dope. They'll take the dope because everybody's in distress there. And so the dope will make them feel good. They'll get hooked, and we'll make money off of them killing each other. Let us examine him. Let us condemn him with a shameful death. Condemn him. I was talking to somebody the other day. I think it was my son. And he was saying he didn't want to go out in battle. He didn't want to go do battle with his enemies, because that's tragic. That's a tragic. Because I was telling him that, telling them my sister passed away, and uh, she was sick, and the Lord took her home, and I was telling him that you go when you bleed out, you go out quick. You don't have to suffer like that. And so it's the best way is to bleed out, because you go out in like 10 minutes. And we got on another subject, y'all can imagine. We changed the subject, but then he was saying he didn't want to bleed out, in war or nothing like that, because that was tragic. But what I think is tragic is when your enemy take you and torture you. That's tragic. That's a shameful death. Well, Jesus said that's a shameful death. He said he wished that cup would pass from him. That's a shameful death. It wasn't so much a death. I'm going to tell you something. Death ain't painful. Death is not painful. You have been shot? I have. I've been shot 5 or 6 times. And stabbed. I ain't never been beat up, though. But, yeah. It's not painful. Nah, you don't feel the pain. And then if you get shot, you ain't going to feel if you live, then that's when the bullet will start burning. But if, not talking violence, I'm telling you, I'm educating you on what kind of pain bullets. You don't really have a lot of pain from that kind of injury, right? And if you running out, right? If you leaking out, then you're gonna leak out in 10 minutes, or less. If you hit an artery, you're gonna leak out pretty fast before the pain even starts. So the problem is people love their life, right? And nobody wants to leave this earth. But when the powers that be press you to a point, that's what Karl Marx and Sigmund Freud and a couple of other ones was saying. When the government pressed the people and depressed the people so to where they don't have anything to live for, then they will take up arms and fight the people. And that's where the Most High is taking us to now with this. And we know he's going to step in and he's going to start he's going to whittle them down and take their power. He's going to let the plagues of Egypt come on them. You know, in other words, they're going to be getting hit time and after time after time after time until they come to the point where they can say, okay, God is fighting for them. That's in First Kings. God has compassion on them. And your enemy, when he said your enemy will have compassion on them. 1 King 8, bethink thyself, that passage, those passages in there. When he said your enemy will see that you have compassion on them, Lord, and they'll have compassion. Yeah, because your enemy hates you. They're going to hate you forever. But they're going to respect you. They're going to respect you because they're going to see that God has built you up a strong wall. A wall against them to defend yourself. You're in your right mind. An army. They're going to see. So they're going to, when he say they should have compassion on you, it means they're going to not attack you so much. They're gonna give you, so we're gonna give you some of your stuff back. We ain't gonna be so vicious on you. We're gonna give you brick to make this. We're gonna give you straw to make the brick, make your life a little easier. For one, the fear is gonna be of them. So I didn't mean to stay over here this long. We get back over. Okay, I want to read this. I'm gonna make this quick. This is what they're thinking too. This is what they always thought. This is the devil have no new tricks. He have no new tools. So the edition of Esther 13:4, declaring to us that in all nations throughout the world there was scattered a certain malicious people that had laws contrary to all nations, and continually despise the commandment of the king, so as the uniting of our kingdom honorably intended by us cannot go forward. They call their uniting their kingdom honorably, and it cannot go forward. All right, we stopped him. Jacob grabbing Esau's foot, right? Heel. That's what they're complaining about. They got our heel. We can't go forward. They holding us back. Proof that we in the last time. Let's keep going. 5th verse. Seeing that we understand that this people alone is contrary. These are the only people stopping us. Jacob's grabbing Esau's heel. Seeing then we understand that this people alone is continually in opposition unto all men. All men mean all the nations. All the nations is running things. That's Esau. Esau is in the last day. So I'm telling you, all the governments on this earth are Esau. This will tell you, Esau's heel. This is telling you, opposition unto all men, differing in the strange manner of their laws. Well, they're different because they got these laws that God gave them, Mosaic law. Don't nobody want to hear that. You mean do good to people? No, we want to do wrong. We evil. We want to take your stuff. We want to hold on to your these stolen goods that our ancestors, that our grandfathers and them left us, worked so hard in beating slaves back. They had to beat slaves back, they had to fight each other to uh, to gain authority over these lands and the people, to hold y'all in slavery. We had to fight each other over y'all. And so we worked hard to do what we got y'all and get this slavery in place. So yeah, differing in the strange manners of their laws, and evil affected it to our state. Evil affected to our state. Our laws is evil to them. It's stopping them. So yeah, Jacob got Esau's foot, won't let it go forward. Working all mischief they can, that our kingdom may not be firmly established. Okay. Therefore, this is explaining what they're doing now. Therefore, we have commanded that all they that are signified in writing unto you by a man, writing unto you by a man who is ordained the affairs, who is ordained over the affairs and is next to us. Anybody that's for white supremacy, right? Anybody got a contract, 501c3. Anybody that pledges allegiance to the United States. Anybody that say they are American citizens. Anybody that say we want to be FBAs. We going to vote. We Democrats. Let us be the new slave. We FBAs. We LBGJGQ or whoever. Yeah. Ordained over the affairs. We gave them license. We recognize them as one of our bootleg organizations, who is ordained over the affairs and is next unto us, shall all with their wives, children, all of y'all, be utterly destroyed by the sword of their enemies. So he gonna destroy all of y'all. Like the Bible prophesied, y'all could be Republicans, FBAs, y'all in contract with him. He said we destroying them all. So you see what I mean? Our backs is up against the wall. Nobody's going to get away. No more American dreams. They cutting you off to where you won't be able. If you next to them, you right there next to them. You might be Republican or Democrat, whatever. You voted for Trump, he still came after you. That's white and black, really. You know what I mean? He came after the whole world. He went out into the whole world and said, I'm taxing everybody. But these people right here next to him, they're trying to be friends to white supremacy. He said, get the sword and destroy them all, even their kids and everything. And he said, with all mercy and pity, without all mercy and pity, the 14th day of the 12th month. Okay, so he said, let's read the 7th verse. That they who are old and now also are malicious may in one day with violence go into the grave, and so ever hereafter cause our affair to be well settled. See, what they have not been able to do is to all at once, and haven't been powerful enough to all at once gather you up and delete us all at one time. That's what they're planning now. This is their big plan. They have enough. If they go city by city, they can get you to fight them, gather you up, and destroy you, big numbers of us one by one. When they cut you off from your food and jobs and all that, you go out in the street and start looting and stuff like that, they're going to drop bombs again. That's what their plan is, to get rid of big numbers of us at one time, right? And you want to delete us. So it ain't no why y'all holding out? Why don't y'all start forming your own team so they won't take us by surprise? Maybe we can curve them once we get in our own communities and form our own security teams and let them know we waiting on them. Maybe that's how they're going to say, oh, y'all the children of the living God. That's what's going to happen because we see what they want to do. But the Bible said that ain't going to happen because the prophecy of Hosea got to take place. What they planning right now is not going to happen. Because when we gather up, I'm trying to get y'all to see it. I stay on this. I know y'all said, ain't nobody listening to you, but somebody listening. Somebody is listening. You know, I'm not getting paid for this. Y'all getting paid to preach, not me. Y'all hirelings, not me. Right? I'm just in the field working. I know y'all think, well, we out on the streets and we gonna rule with Christ. We gonna have a better reward than y'all. I don't know. I don't think so. The Bible said that everybody receives the same reward. If I get eternal life, that's all I'm really interested in. I don't care if you got more slaves than me. Y'all still thinking like niggas, ain't you? Well, let's go ahead and run over here, listen to a little bit of this man's reasoning.
I heard some things about it. I'm going to explain it to you because it's extremely important law for you and me as African American people. Now, what follows are several alarming quotes from Caldwell's book. So I'm going to read you some quotes from his book, and you will see why we must stop what they have planned. We must counter their plot. So let's read some excerpts from.
Now let's see what he. Let's see. We already heard what their plan is, right? And we're gonna listen to a little bit of what he say, what he's reading out the white man's playbook. Let's see if it matches up to what God has said.
Christopher Caldwell's book. Quote, in the mid 1960s, at a moment of deceptively permanent looking prosperity, the country's most energetic and ideological leaders made a bid to reform the United States along lines more just and humane. They rallied to various loosely linked moral crusades, of which the Civil Rights Movement, culminating in the 1964 Civil Rights Act, provided the model. This is a book about the crisis out of which the 1960s order arose, the means by which it was maintained.
Let me tell you something about that. Now, you know what happened in the Civil Rights Movement? We gathered together and said, we will not take this anymore. We coming in peace. And they whooped us with dogs and guns and everything like that. So they knew they was pushing us to the brink of war, of all our war. So they backed off and said, let us give them some crumbs. Because we can't keep hitting them. We keep hitting this dog like this, he going to turn around and attack us. You ever been whooping your dog? Especially, them dogs that get pretty big. You ever be trying to tell him to hit him with a strap or something, and all of a sudden, when he get to where he's moving into his adulthood, he feeling his strength, or he tired of you hitting him, he going to turn around and show you that he can bite too. Stop hitting me. You gonna stop hitting me, right? So that's what they did in the Civil Rights Act. That's what they're using. That's why they tried to use that, because they not telling you that the reason why they backed off of us is not because they had a change of heart or they were godly. Is because they didn't want to push us to the point to where we start fighting them back. Let's keep looking.
And the contradictions at its heart that by the time of the presidential election of 2016, that was Donald Trump's election, had led a working majority of Americans, white Americans, to view it not as a gift, but as an oppression. Now,
Ain't that what? Wait a minute. Ain't that what the Bible said? Let us oppress. That's what their plan is. Uh, Okay. Let's hear the heathens. Let's hear the heathens prophesy.
I was rather surprised that Codwell admitted this.
There you go. Me too.
He admitted that most white Americans consider the civil rights movement and the Civil Rights Act of 1964 particularly as oppression. Now, the Civil Rights Act of 1964, we're going to get into it. But what it essentially does is protect certain rights that we African Americans have. And again, we're going to look at it specifically.
Okay. Now again, the reason why they did that is again, the Civil Rights Act was to calm us down. They didn't want us to go in full fight mode. Because whenever niggas get all the way mad, you better run. You better run. And they didn't want to take no losses. So you know, you can't just get in a fight and don't get no punches. Don't take no punches. Especially when you fighting a fierce competitor like the Israelites. And they wasn't sure if they knew God was bringing us out of this slavery. And they knew they was wrong. And at any time, God could snap us back on them, and they would lose a lot of soldiers, right? Okay. Let's see what else he's gonna say. I ain't gonna hold you long.
In their minds,
10 more minutes.
For black people to have full equality is oppression to them.
Right.
It's oppression to them because they're used to having carte blanche power, period. And when they must share that power with blacks especially, that to them feels like oppression.
Okay, fair use, fair use. We get that. I'm gonna jump up here 17 minutes. I'm not gonna. And you get it, you get it. A lot of people listen to him anyway, but just my commentary. I did most of it with just showing you the scripture. So I'm thinking some things up here I want. Okay, 17.
And they, with the inspiration of Donald Trump, are now gutting everything they can. That's the war that we're in. And I'm not making this up.
Okay, so we know that's one way to oppress us, and that's one way to weaken us. You weaken your enemy, take his food away. They did that in 70 A.D. The Romans, that's the devil's weapons. That's how he moves. That's how he moves. They take your water and your food first. You know, that's what they're gonna do. You know, your water, your food, your basic needs. Cut your gas and your heat off. Cut you off from your basic needs, and you get so weak you can't fight, right? Then that's when they're gonna come in and attack you. We saw the plan, but it's not gonna happen. All praises to the Most High. I'm gonna let you guys go. Thank you. Go listen to this, and you got the scriptures, and you know, keep comparing what they're doing with the scriptures, and see, you know, it's on point. They on point. The Bible said what they was going to do, and he's reading to you what their plan is out of this man's book. So he's reading to you what their plan is. So just line it up, and you can see what what's happening and where they are, what their thinking is. But we know God, he's going to step in and deliver us. He's going to put the plagues of Egypt on them. Uh, Not so much of the frogs and the flies and stuff. Now he ain't gonna just annoy them. He's the seals are gonna be open up. The vials are gonna be open up, right? You open the vials up and let the force of nature and war, and all the pestilence, drugs, everything that's taking them now. The angel's gonna let it go on them. So, all right. God bless. All praise to the Most High.